Hello, I'm Rob Evans and I'm here at the Baxi Training Centre in Warrington. And what we're going to take a look at today is the Amptec S installation and commissioning. So what we're going to take a look at is the electricity supply, water supply required for the appliance. Now, first of all, when we take a look at the electricity supply, the supply cable or the conductor going to the appliance has got to be of the right diameter. So for example, when we look at the 4 kilowatt unit, then we need to have a 4mm squared cable or conductor. Whereas when we jump up to the higher output, say the 12 kilowatt, then we would need a 10mm squared conductor or cable. Also, the supply cable needs to be a cable which is HOVR, heat, oil and fire resistant. The RCD provided to the appliance also needs to be a double pole isolator with a minimum trip of 30 milliamps. When it comes to commissioning the appliance, as soon as we power up the appliance, it will automatically go into de-aeration mode. So as you can see on the front of the display, we've got de-air with a countdown on the display. The de-aeration process lasts for around about 6.5 minutes. And as we go through it, the countdown gets smaller and smaller. Now, what I recommend that you do is while it's doing the de-aeration, keep an eye on your system pressure, check the system for any leaks and vent any excess air out of your radiators or from your emitter circuit. So once the de-aeration is complete, now we can see that the appliance has responded to a demand. We've got the tap symbol flashing with a flame icon next to it, which means that the appliance has received the demand for hot water and is actually heating. We can see that we've got OK on the left hand side there. That refers to your system pressure, saying that the pressure is OK. If the pressure begins to drop, then what will happen is we'll start to get an error code or a warning code to say that the pressure needs to be topped up. On the right hand side of the screen, you can see we've got our flow temperature in degrees Celsius. So the appliance is actually on and heating system water. Now what we're going to take a look at are these 4 buttons across the bottom. So we've got the back, reset, menu and enter key. Now when we press the menu button, we get 5 symbols across the top of the screen. So the first one that's flashing is the information menu. So it's an eye inside a circle. To go into the information menu, just press the enter key. And we can see now we've got a series of read-only data. So that will allow us, for example, if I scroll to AM 16, that will give me my flow temperature, AM 18, return temperature. So we can use the information parameters to assist us for commissioning and also for fault finding. Now to come out of the information menu, all we need to do is just press the back button. Now we can still see the 5 symbols across the top of the screen. The next one along is the user menu. And what that does, it allows the customer or the end user limited access to a few parameters. But what we're going to do, we're going to skip along to the installer menu. So on the installer, you can see we've got a person holding a spanner. So that is limited user access to parameters. So it means that the user can alter a few of the parameters. But the ones that we're interested in for commissioning is the installer parameters. When we press the enter key, it comes up with code. So it means that we have to enter a code to access the installer parameters. The code is 12, so all we do is rotate the dial until we get to 12. To confirm it, press enter, and now we have access to all the installer parameters. Now inside those installer parameters, what we can do are a number of functions. So if we fitted an outdoor weather compensator, then we can alter how we want that curve to behave. So basically how hot you want your radiators to go according to the temperature outside. Now for further information about weather compensation, refer to the manufacturer's instructions or come along to one of our training days. But a really useful one is if you suspect that a customer or somebody else has been messing around with the parameters, then what we can do is a factory reset. So all we need to do is scroll until we get to configure, CNF. Now when I press enter on the configure key, what we'll do will come up with CN1. If we press enter and then CN2 and press enter, what will happen is the appliance will do a complete factory reset. Now it's important to remember, even though we've done a factory reset of all the parameters, any fault log that was there previously will remain on its history. Now to come back out of that now, all we have to do is press the back button. Now we're going to go back into the menu structure and we're going to scroll along till we get to a cross inside a circle. So this is the fault log. To enter it, we just press the enter key. And as you can see, we've got 4 errors. So we've got 4 error codes displayed. The most recent would be number 1. So when I press enter, it will display error code 1. So we can see we've got an error code displayed there. And then all we need to do then is refer to the manufacturer's instructions or your Baxi Toolbelt app to identify what that code is. So inside that timer function, what it does, it details how many hours the appliance has been in operation, how many operations the diverters had, and so on. Generally, we don't tend to use that information very much. So they are some of the functions and features that we've got on the menu structure. And as I said earlier on, it's very similar, if not the same in many instances, to the Combi 2, so it should be familiar. So that's an introduction into installation and commissioning of the Amptec S. For further information, contact your area sales manager or go to our website, baxi.co.uk/training.